Well, at today's official news conference in Downing Street, the Chancellor announced a £750 million package to help charities during the pandemic. And it follows concern that some of these charities are facing collapse because their high street shops have been forced to close. Our correspondent Fiona Trott has been speaking to staff at a hospice in Middlesbrough, which does rely on its shops for funding.
Preparing to treat critically ill patients. But this isn't A&E. It's a hospice, a place where people are looked after in the final days of their life. These nurses care for them, and their expertise is needed now more than ever.
You ready, sir?
During the pandemic, all patients are treated as COVID patients. Staff are taking pressure off the local NHS hospital, but it's hard.
At the minute it's particularly difficult. We're trying to keep our normality whilst changing all the time, constantly. It's not a weekly thing, it's a daily thing and sometimes an hourly thing. You know, people are passing away and something that would be normal for us to embrace, that family member or sit and hold hands, we can't do it.
All this costs money. 1/3 comes from the NHS, the rest from the public, and right now that's impossible. During lockdown, all 11 of their charity shops are closed. That could cost them over £300,000. And fundraising events like these are cancelled. The hospice they supported faced closure. So for them, today's announcement does make a difference.
This support from government is absolutely transformational. It will mean that we can spend our time concentrating on supporting those people that really need us now for the care and support that we can give them, and that worrying about the finances and how we're going to pay the bills, how we're going to pay the wages, that now comes secondary.
And during this pandemic, one man knows just how vital that care and support will be. Ken's wife Fiona spent her last days at Teesside Hospice.
I think it took away a lot of the fear. We know everybody dies, and we're afraid of how we die. So knowing that she was well looked after made a tremendous difference to that. I brought another donation along with me for all I can afford, but it's so desperately needed, this kind of facility, that it has to carry on.
Today's announcement bridges a gap. Over the coming months at least, these specialist nurses, the unseen nurses in this crisis, can continue supporting the NHS. Fiona Trott, BBC News, Middlesbrough.